All right, hello and oh, let's redo that real quick. Oh Lord. Whew. All right, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, as you all know from the prior videos from this week, we did have a 3v3 that went on over at Collectible Exchange this past Saturday, January the 20th. All right, we're going to be kind of going over the event here. But before we go ahead and jump into that, I do want to go ahead and remind everyone, if you do live in the Southern California area, the information that is up on the screen right now is for the tournament series that we got going on between both Collectible Exchange and Gameology, one over in Upland and one over in Fontana. As you can see, season 1 is for Edison, is taking place from January 3rd all the way until the 31st. It is 3-month seasons, and then whoever has the most points at the end of the season goes ahead and gets free entry into a top 8 playout tournament for high rarity cards. You know, we're talking possibly maybe Ulti Caius's, maybe Ulti Stardust, Ghost Rares, and like First Ed Secrets, cards like that. That's the kind of the pricing that's going to be in there. You know, the more people attend, the more greater the pricing is going to be for the final tournament. And this is, of course, is going to be an adaptable championship. So whatever it is, the flavor of the current time for that season, we're going to be doing that retro format. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Edison for quite a while. So go ahead and keep on building those Edison decks and testing them out and bringing them to one of our locals. Once again, that is Wednesdays and Saturdays over at Collectible Exchange, and Fridays and Sundays over at Gameology. Again, this is all on the screen right now. So now let's go ahead and jump into what happened this weekend. So it was the 3v3. All right, 3v3 for Edison. We, I believe, had 13 teams in attendance, which was, I believe, 39 players. And yeah, so the first place prizing, each one of them received a Ghost Black Rose Dragon, and then I believe second place got a Lad Mat each, and then third and fourth received OTS packs for, you know, at least topping. Let's see. So for all the decks that were in attendance, we did have 14 Blackwing decks, 8 Frog decks, 4 zombie decks, 5 hero decks, and then 8 miscellaneous decks. I actually do have the breakdown of what they all were. So we had 7 hero frogs, we had 1 normal frog deck, we had 5 Vayu turbos, we had 3 hybrid Blackwings, and we had 6 pure Blackwings. We also had 5 diva heroes. We also had 2 of the new deck, the psychic zombies, you know, using bonds and instant fusion and all that. Sorry for that sound. We also had 1 diva zombies, we had 1 regular zombies, we had 1 light sworn, 1 Christia sworn, 1 fairy, 1 amaryllis, 2 glad beasts. I had the pleasure of playing against those guys, or at least my teammates had the pleasure of playing against those 2. They absolutely clapped my teammates. Well, they clapped one of my teammates, and then the Blackwing player in the center kind of clapped me after he had, you know, his teammates help him. Not salty at all. Just, you know, it hurts going against 3 people. We also had 1 Jinzo deck. All right, if anyone knows about Jinzo Returner and just going ahead and just spewing out a bunch of Jinzos and then pushing for game with like limiter, yeah, that deck was in attendance. And then there was 1 deck that I looked at and I just did not know what in the world it was, and I didn't like. I wanted to say it was like Gravekeeper Monarch. I had no idea. I put it under miscellaneous, but yeah. So we had 39 people in attendance, and here's the breakdown right here on the screen, you know, a little pie chart of what was going on. I do have the deck list. I believe that is what is up next for the top 4. But before we go ahead and jump into that, I do just want to talk about the event a little bit. It was a whole hell of a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I do believe that 2 teams bailed out like last minute. So we possibly could have had, what is that, another 6 players. So we would have been at 45 players, which would have been insane. But of course they bailed at the last minute, and they weren't able to attend. I'm assuming probably something came up, but you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. And yeah, I played in the event. I was playing my Reasoning Frog Hero deck. For anyone out there that doesn't know it, I haven't really posted it yet. I have a bunch of footage of it. I just have not gotten around to doing it because of the Christmas hype, because I work at Amazon. So I will actually have a deck list for that out later. I was playing that. My one of my teammates, my A seat, was playing Black Wings Pure, and then in my C seat, I had my buddy Mig playing, I believe it was Fairies, like pure Fairies. We were doing very well. We won the first round. I can't remember who we played or when I played against, but we won the first round pretty heavily. I won and my buddy Mig won. Unfortunately, my team A player, Noah, was unable to clutch up. He was having a rough event. I think this is probably one of like his first big events. I know this is for sure his like first team event. And he does really well at our locals. It's just unfortunate that at this event he just underperformed, which is, you know, a little sad, but you know, you live and you learn. And hopefully come around for the next 3v3 or the next big event, he will go ahead and redeem himself. So we won round 1, we lost round 2, and we lost round 2 to the team that actually got second place at the whole event. I won my matchup in game 2, and then my buddy Miguel eventually lost. I forget what happened, what was like the defining play, but I think he tried to do something and he got Starlight Roaded, and then it was kind of just over from there, and then his opponent just had like complete advantage, and it was something that happened, and it's like we thought we played it completely right, but you know, when your opponent has a card that you like didn't see at all, and then he activates it and you're like, oh shoot, I think I just lose. We lost, but no, that was a good set. A bunch of fun. And then we went into game 2. This is where we were playing the Glad Beast deck. I was playing center, of course, so I was playing against pure Black Wings, and we had GBs on both sides for our opponents. My buddy on the left, he just didn't see his side at all, which was kind of unfortunate. And he also just had a very, very dead draw, like going into game 3. I think he had Vayu, Icarus, Double Blizzard, and I think he had Smashing Ground in hand. He had like a spell and something else, but you know, he set the Vayu, set back row, passed. His opponent draws for turn, MSTs the back row, and then just pops off from there. And then he was just never able to recover because he just couldn't draw anything that like got him out of that situation. And then their game finished up very quickly. And then the person I was playing in the center against, Black Wings, he was more of like they were doing the strat of you have the 2 most experienced players on the side and the least experienced in the middle. So then eventually they both started funneling all the information they could into the center, and I was playing a 1v3. And game 3, I believe his AC, dude, he was nailing almost every single card in my hand. He really was. He was like, oh my goodness. Like, I remember I'm just looking at my hand and I'm like listening to him talk, and I'm just like, bro, like, stop like naming every card in my hand. It hurts. Like, how are you like just that reading me that hard right now? And eventually came down to he won. He was able to coach his teammate to the victory. So then it didn't really matter if my CC won or not, but he was in a position to win. I just needed to clutch up, and I wasn't able to, which was unfortunate. And then we were thinking about playing into the next round to see if we can go ahead and maybe sneak in at 4 seed. But a team that got a draw, there was something that happened. The team that we needed to win lost, so then we were mathematically eliminated. So we went ahead and dropped, and then we went ahead and jumped into game and then we went ahead and jumped in the last round, and then we went into Top Cut. But overall, it was a bunch of fun. I love team events. I love the 3v3s. I'm hoping that Albert over at Collectible Exchange does set one up. Hopefully not too far along. This 3v3 has been like in the process of getting done. Was in the process of getting done for like the longest period of time. It was supposed to happen like in October, didn't happen, and then it got moved to like November, December, didn't happen, and then it finally happened in January. So hopefully it's not too long until the next one. And yeah, no. Outside of that, now let's go ahead and jump into the top 4 deck list. So over in 4th place, we have the 4 Horsemen. As you can see, we do have the Amaryllis player in the A seat, and we also have the Blackwing player in the middle, and then we also have Hero Frogs in the C seat. Let me see. So we have Brett, who is the A seat, playing Amaryllis. We have, I'm gonna butcher this name, Joaquin. I'm gonna say Joaquin in the middle playing Blackwings, and Ali playing Frogs. Looking at these decks, I don't really see much outside of the one tech card right here. I do forget what the card is called, but it is the one that goes ahead when your opponent summons a synchro. You go ahead and activate it. You take control of it, and then whenever this card leaves, whenever it leaves, the synchro leaves the field, it is banished. And whenever I believe this card is like destroyed, or whenever that card leaves the field, destroy this card. I didn't even know that card existed, if I'm being entirely honest. All right, didn't know about it at all. But now that that's kind of on my radar, it's something that I might splash into maybe some of my other decks. Also, if anyone in the background recognizes the music, I do have Dark Souls music going on in the background because I'm in a Dark Souls mood right now, and I don't make any money off of these videos yet. So you know what, they can go ahead and copyright strike me or copyright me all they want and take the no money that I get. Let's see, he is playing the double compulse in the main. I have seen other Blackwings players go ahead and play one compulse in the main, put the other compulse on the side. He is playing Lightning Prisonings, 1 knock, 1 DD Crow, 1 deck dev. The 1 deck dev is a very interesting choice, since I know most Blackwings players tends to play 2, if not 3. I believe he is just hoping that he goes ahead and maintains control throughout the game, or if he sees it in his opening hand, he's just in a fantastic position to just go ahead and win the duel. Let's see, in the C seat, this deck is actually almost, and actually is not like entirely similar to mine, but he is running the Instant Fusion, the Karma Cuts, which my deck is also running. However, I'm running 2 Karma Cuts, and I'm running 2 Instant Fusions, and he's only running 1 of each. But outside of that, the Wild Heart is actually a really, really nice tech, I think. It just goes ahead and gets around Bottomless, gets around Torrential, and gets around all that. So, actually, I might put that into my deck, and then just put Torrential in the main, so that way I can just normal summon Torrential, blow up the board, and I keep my Wild Heart, and then I go ahead and swing in. I think it's actually kind of neat. I might pick up a couple copies here soon to test it out. I like the idea. I like the premise. And then outside of that, he is running the 1 Junk Synchron instead of 2, and he's also running Trigodia instead of the additional Junk Synchron. He is also running no Battle Fader, which is a little worrisome in all actuality, but he is also running Dark Dust Spirit, which is a nice way to go ahead and clear board, so I guess it's not too bad. Let's see, anything on the side. He is running the Needle Sailing. That's also a very spicy tech for Frog players, since we do normally have a bunch of monsters on board, and then we can just go ahead and activate it, clear the board, and then if we have Dupe Lock in play, we go ahead and grab both of our dupes. Both of our dupe effects activate. He is running the Unifrog. I personally do not like Unifrog. I don't know if anyone out there does. I personally don't like it. It feels really slow, and it never feels like it does enough for me whenever I've used it. If you guys have any if you guys have any thoughts about it in the comments below, let me know. But outside of that, the only other gripe is that, okay, he's using Mariner. All right, Mariner comes in rare. All right, I think that's the highest rarity. All right, I think everyone, if you're gonna run Instant Fusion, you should just go ahead and run Steam Healer. All right, just use Steam Healer. It's the exact same thing, but it comes in Ultra and it looks nice instead of it just being a rare. All right, that's like the only thing I'm gonna roast him for right there. But outside of that, deck looks solid. He is also running the My Body as a Shield. That's going ahead and deal with like deck dev and Icarus and all that, which is really neat, really nice. let's see, what else do we got? And then the Amaris player. This looks like the same list that I see mostly everywhere else. However, he is only running one Mark of the Rose and one DDR. I didn't think he's decided to go ahead and only run ones in place of running 3 of the Phoenix Wing Blast. But outside of that, that looks like about it. This is the team that got 4th place. Let's go ahead and move over to 3rd place. 3rd place here is Blue Team. And remember the deck I had told you got all about earlier. The Jinzo deck. It made it all the way to Top Cut. All right. So we have Ruben that is piloting the Machina Jinzo deck. We have Jose piloting Hero Frogs. And we also have Gregory piloting, I believe that is Vayu, or what is that? Oh, that is Vayu Turbo, if I'm correct. So I've never actually used the Jinzo deck. I never have. It looks like I've seen it. I've played it. Okay, I've played against it. I've never played it. And anytime I've played against it, it is like if you just don't have anything to go ahead and like stop them the second they start popping off, you just immediately lose. All right, like you have to have like Fader or something like that, or like Gores to go ahead and like not die immediately the second they start popping off, because they can easily put up probably 20k damage in like one turn, which is absurd. All right, just absolutely absurd. So he is running the triple Reckless, triple Yada, just wants to go ahead and see all his pieces, and he's also running triple Upstart. Upstart really, this is like one of the few decks where you can run it in, where, you know, it doesn't really matter because the amount of damage you're going to put out far exceeds the 3,000 that you're going to be giving your opponent. He is also running double Soul Release in the side. He is also running double Soul Taker, Trapstun, and Vanity's Fiend. He's also running double Chimera because he is running the Overload Fusion. Yeah, for those of you that have played against this deck or played with it, you already know what it is. It's absurd. And like the OTK potential is just astronomical. So then we're going to go ahead and move into the B seat. We're going to be seeing Hero Frogs. This is almost similar to the build that I'm running, outside of the fact that I'm also running, what is it? Wow, I'm running Dasher. I'm not running Upstarts. I have seen a few decks that have been in the Top Cut that are running one Upstart. I feel like if you're just going to run one, you might as well run 3. But if you're only going to run 1, I feel like you just go ahead and put like another card in there that's way more useful. That's just personal preference in all honesty. And then outside of that, he's running, let's see, he got double Bottomless, double Deep Prison, double Compulse, double Dust, and double Snowman Eater with the Torrential on the side. Nothing else really in here stands out, like pretty much outside of running like the Ariza and the double Swamp. And then moving over into the CC, this is actually a pretty standard deck. I would say there's nothing in here that like really catches my eye outside of like the Spirit Reaper, but I have seen more or less playing that as of late. And then going into the side of it, he is running Chalice. Chalice is also a very strong card. I was also playing it in this event. I came up once or twice, I believe. I didn't really get to use it for like the way that I wanted to use it. More along the lines just came as like they would swing in, like a Black Wings player would like swing in with like Shura, thinking that like I didn't have anything, and then I would activate it, and then I would like negate their effect, or like I would activate it on my monster, and then I'd clear their Shura. It was actually pretty neat. I like it. I might buy some multis at some point because I actually really do like the card. I like the way that it functions, but we're gonna have to see come later. But outside of that, I don't really notice anything else in these decks that's like too notable, I would say. One thing that I would say that I haven't seen in a lot of the decks has been that a lot of people are running Mistworm. All right, I can't tell you how many times Mistworm actually came up. I took it out of my side, or I took it out of my extra deck because I never used it. And then this tournament, I had like 4 situations where it actually came up, and I was like, I really wish I had Mistworm, and now I don't know what I'm gonna take out for Mistworm. I really do hate that sometimes where you're like, I don't use this card, I'm taking it out, and then like you need it, and then you're like, wow, why did I take this card out? So here we are going into the second place. We have Old School. We have Kyle in the A seat. Here's another name I'm gonna go ahead and butcher into oblivion. Jasar. I'm assuming it's Jasar in the B and Benjamin in the CC. So we do have the one normal, or no, I think this is just normal. Yeah, it's just normal frogs over here in the AC, piloted by Kyle. Super chill dude. He did post in one of my comments in one of my videos. We also, talked up a little bit, and him and his team were very, very chill. And it was also a joy to go ahead and play against them. Their buddy Jasar in the B seat. Me and him actually kind of have almost the same. Once again, like, this one is probably the one that's like most similar, because he's also running the Dasher, and then actually I think that's about it. My bad. I remember I saw him play the Dasher, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm running that card too. I thought I was the only one doing that. But over in the A, we also do have the Turbo Rocket. He is kind of, I want to say he's kind of playing like the Burn variant ish. It's like Burn Light with the Rocket. He also playing the double Thestalos. I believe even when my buddy Noah, I think he had like so many cards ripped out of his hand by Thestalos that like he was like, there's no way he hits it, and then he hits it, and then he's just like, shit. But no, his deck was actually pretty neat. He actually got the Omega Frog on, where you get the double dupe plus substitute in play. So like Brain Control or even a Caius doesn't really do anything for you. You have to like get rid of 2 of them, and it's absolutely annoying if you're not able to, because you just have to sit there and be like, all right, I just can't do anything, and I am gonna constantly just keep on losing advantage every single turn. But yeah, no, there's that. Over in the B seat, he is running the Dasher. He is also running double Fader, double Junk. He's also running Mobius in the main, double Ryza. And let's see, over into his side. His side is actually pretty interesting. He is running the Dark Arm. He is running 1 End of Anumis, 1 Jinzo, double Vanity's Fiend, 1 Cyber Dragon, 1 Prisma, 1 Deity Warrior Lady with double Soul Exchange in the side. Trapstone and 2 Book of Moons. I was actually trying to run End of Anubis for a while. I just felt like it never actually came up. But seeing it in his deck actually makes me want to possibly put it back in. I am also running Reasoning in my deck, so maybe it might be a way to go ahead and just splash it out randomly, and then my opponents can just be like, wait, what? And then I can probably just go ahead and win the game from there. And then moving on into the C seat, we do have the Psychic Zombies. I believe this is the only one that made top cut, I believe. But no, that deck is actually kind of wild. It's also crazy to see him running 3 Book of Lives. All right, I thought most of those decks only ran 2, but he bumped it up to 3, and it came up a lot, going ahead and banishing away a bunch of his opponents' like very valuable pieces in the graveyard. And then triple instant fusion, where I thought they only ran 2, he's running 3. But outside of that, that deck is actually kind of scary, and I do want to test it out at some point. I think I have mostly everything outside of maybe the Psychic Commander. I actually might go ahead and copy his deck list and try it out at my own locals one of these times. It looks like a lot of fun. Oh wait, then that's right, I need Book of Life as well. I only have 1. But yeah, no, that is second place, going over to Old School, and here we are with the winners, Team Bucks. All right, the Bucks. We have Fitz in the AC. We have Daniel. I think it's Daniel. Daniel in the BC, and Moses in the CC. Yeah, so it was the only Psychic Zombie deck to go ahead and make top cut, because we have regular zombies over in, Diva Zombies over in A. We got Frog Hero over in B, and we also have Christy Sworn over in C. When I was looking at all the people that were playing in like the B seat, it was either you were playing Hero Frogs or you were playing Black Wings. If anyone was playing anything else, like if you were playing like zombies, or you were playing like as we saw the Jinzo deck, or like Amaryllis, or any of the other like kind of I don't really want to say they're off meta, but more out there decks, I guess you can say, quote unquote. I felt like those were always in the A and C seats, I felt like, you know, B, you play Blackwings, you play Hero B, or you play Frogs, or you play Hero Frogs. You already kind of know what you're going to be doing. And you're able to, like, once you're able to finish your turns very quickly, you don't have to think, like, insanely too much unless, like, your opponent's just playing, like, out of their mind. So that allows, like, the B seat player to go ahead and, like, focus more on his teammates' battles. I know that's what I was trying to do as best as I can. I would try to make my turns as quickly as possible, and then go ahead and look over to my C, look over to my A, and be like, hey, do you guys need any help? What's going on? And I was trying to, you know, communicate to the best of my ability. That's something that I noticed a lot. I want to say, like, a lot of the decks that were in BC were like Frogs and Blackwings. So over in AC, we do have the double instant fusion. We also have double dust. I think this list is pretty standard outside of I feel like I've seen some lists run double turtle and then double mystic tomato, but I feel maybe 3, I don't know, 3 turtles seems like a little much, but I mean, he did get first, so, you know, it is what it is. And then going into the side, let's see, he's running 1 crow, 1 breaker, triple pulling the rugs because he does not want his recruiters to go ahead and get banished. He's also running Trap Stun, Starlight Road, Mind Crush, and also a Needle Sealing himself. That one's actually kind of interesting because, I mean, if you do get like some zombie goblin zombies on board, or maybe even a card trooper on board, and then you just go ahead and Needle Sealing yourself and your opponent, it's kind of nice to just go ahead and +2 like immediately right off of that. And then going into his extra deck, I don't really see anything else outside of, like, what is that? The Arcanite Magician. Which I don't really see how he brings it out. Maybe that's just in there as a, oh wait, I think he's able to make that with Musician King. Musician King, like a spellcaster, isn't he? I think, I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on into the B seat. We have Hero Frogs, pretty standard. This is also the second list that I saw that was only running 2 Swamp Frogs. I don't really understand the points of it. I feel like you really want your whole frog engine. I also see that he is playing the Unifrog in the main, which, again, I've already said it earlier, I don't necessarily care for Unifrog. It just never really feels like it does much. And, you know, when it does do something, it's like, neat, cool. But then most of the time it's just like, oh, okay, I draw a Unifrog or I have it in hand. He already has an established board. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. But outside of that, he's running the Torrential in the main. He's also running D Prisons. I believe this is also one of the teams that my buddy Sean was playing against. I remember he told me, he was like, yeah, I was playing against Frogs, and he had like D Prism set. And I was like, wait, what? Frogs with D Prism? And he was like, yeah. And like, we didn't see them all game. And then they came out, and then we just had no idea they were there. So he is running that. He's running 2 Raigeki Breaks in the main, and a Phoenix, double threatening. And then here we are again with the 1 Upstart Goblin. And then moving on into the side, we do have the 1 Sirocco and the 1 Breaker. These go ahead and get over deck dev. 1 Smashing, a Super Poly, which is pretty neat. I took those out of my side because they never really came up as much as I wanted them to. And whenever they did, I was already in a winning position to begin with. And then going, let's see, we have another Needle Sealing, we have a Mind Crush, we have 2 more Prisons, Compulses, Dust, and 1 Bottomless. And yeah, that's really about it. I think there's nothing else really in there that really stands out at all. Going into the C seat, we do have the Christia Sworn. This one looks pretty standard. However, it is nice to see some of the less used Lightsworn cards start getting used, like the Dragon and I believe the Cat, as well as the 2 traps that allow you to go ahead and like resurrect a Lightsworn and then continue to mill even if you're under Lightning Prisoning. But outside of that, that's really it. And there's nothing else really in here because, yeah, no, outside of actually using the stuff that like most people have not been using for like the longest with Lightsworn is actually kind of neat. And then you also have your Consecrated, you have Breaker, double Cyber Dragons, you have your double Imperial Iron Wall. Oh my lord, that was so difficult to say for whatever reason. We also are going to go ahead and deal with like the Caiuses, the Soul Releases, and the D Crows. Pretty good. We got the My Bodies. We got double road decree, 1 oppression, One stone eater, one torrential, and then one trapped dust shoot. I feel like you should just go ahead and throw the dust shoot in the main anyways. I mean, you're already over and you mill enough as is already. I mean, just throw that in there. Who cares? But yeah, no, that is about it. That is all that I really have. I don't think I have any other announcements yet. Expect more locals videos to be coming out very soon. Thank you all again for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If I got to meet you all at the event, don't forget to say hello in the comments down below. And yeah, no, thank you all again for watching. Take care, have a good one, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.